pursuing them, the two men wait around the corner of a building and grab the cadet.
You heard what I said, Duncan. Let's finish him.
Look, Savage, a ray gun would put him out and we can get away from the city.
Yeah? And when he comes to, he could continue the chase. Do what I tell you.
What have you guys got to be afraid of? You really must be up to something crooked.
Shut up, cadet. And quit struggling or I'll break your arm.
All I know about you is that your names are Savage and Duncan, and you're walking down Polaris Street. And then all of a sudden you jump me on the corner of Polaris and Sigma Streets.
I told you to shut up. Go on, Duncan, get to work.
You're going to be sorry. There's a Space Patrol surface car on the way here now.
You're bluffing.
Savage, one of those miniature space phones hanging on his belt. He's been mentioning the street name. That gadget's turned on.
Then we got to work fast.
Look at the car now. Trying to sneak up with the lights out.
Help me hold the cadet. We'll drag him down to the alley. Come on. Get moving, cadet.
Hold it, you two.
Commander!
Let's go, Ray. Let's get out of here.
Use your ray gun. Let them have it. Oh, you don't?
Take your hands up.
Get the cadet. I'll take care of Corey. You got both of them, Duncan.
That's it, boy. The whole neighborhood will be full of space patrols in a few minutes.
Yeah. And that's why we can't go running through the streets. Get into the car.
But Savage.
Don't argue. Get into the car, quick.
Okay.
We'll ditch the car a block from the spaceport. Come on, get in.
A few moments after Duncan and Savage roar away in the commander's surface car, another Space Patrol car rushes to the scene to find Buzz and Happy unconscious on the sidewalk. Slightly more than an hour later, in Pluto City headquarters, Buzz checks with Space Control, then turns to Happy.
Two ships blasted off while we were under the effects of the ray gun. One of them was Sam Morris.
And Savage and Duncan were in the other.
Very likely. The second ship was registered to H.B. Margolis. So far, our agents haven't been able to locate anyone by that name here in Pluto City.
Well, it could be an alias of either Duncan or Savage, I guess.
Yes. The surface car I was using, one of our men found it abandoned and blocked in the spaceport.
Well, if they try to land at any other spaceport, we'll have it.
The trouble is they know it. I figured they're desperate enough to go right after Sam Morris.
You ought to tip Morris off.
I tried to reach him by spacephone. Got an idea Morris is back at that abandoned station working his time.
Oh, with Savage and Duncan after him, he's in a dangerous spot.
To save his life, we've got to find Morris and persuade him to stay in a safe place until we capture those two cutthroats. Now, come on, let's get to the spaceport.
On a northward course, the Terra 5 arcs over the frozen surface of Pluto toward the tiny atmosphere shell 900 miles from Pluto City. Through the infrared viewscope, Buzz and Happy scan the terrain beneath them.
According to the charts, the shell is just a few miles ahead.
Yes, but I want to be sure there's no activity on the ground here. If Duncan and Savage plan to surprise Morris, they'll have to use an overland approach.
Maybe Morris isn't at the shell. He hasn't answered any of our spacephone calls.
Maybe out prospecting. He could be purposely ignoring us.
Doesn't he realize we're trying to help him?
He's very stubborn and suspicious. Now that he's found some squirrelite, he's probably twice as cautious.
Say, Commander, does living all alone and out-of-the-way places make people a little peculiar? Or are they peculiar to begin with?
Men like Morris are a lot more self-reliant than most people, Happy. When Morris acts in a way you think is strange, just remember that his behavior has helped him survive in a very rugged environment. That's interesting. What's the viewscope screen?
Spaceship?
Yeah. There's a place down there where a spaceship might have landed. See that dark scar on the surface of the planet between those two peaks?
Yes, sir.
It's the only place in this whole region where the ground isn't completely covered with frozen atmosphere.
A ship straight to clean when it landed, huh?
Yeah, I think the heat from the rocket exhaust did it on the blast off. After we contact Morris, we'll come back and search this whole region. Mandacori aboard Terra 5 calling Sam Morris at Pluto Exploration Base 5. Mandacori to Sam Morris, urgent. Please acknowledge.
As the Terra 5 continues northward, two men watch the ship from inside a small atomic-powered tank hidden in a narrow ravine, half a mile from the scarred ground.
You think they spotted us, Savage? I don't think so. This tank is camouflaged to blend with the frozen air. We're lucky. Harkness blasted off in our ship just in time.
Well, he must be heading for the atmosphere ship.
Yeah. Contact the other tank and we'll move up.
You're not going to move in on Morris now, are you?
Why not? Corey's still there when we arrive. We can finish him, too.
That's likely to be quite a job.
No, it won't be. Corey's ship will be outside the shell. And with 2 tanks and 8 men on our side, anyone inside the shell will be at our mercy. Space upon the other tank. Let's move forward.
There's the shell, Commander.
Yes, that's Morris's ship just outside the airlock.
There's no other ship in sight. Morris must be there alone.
I'll try once more before we land. Courier aboard Terra 5 calling Sam Morris at Pluto Exploration Base 5. Sam, if you read me, acknowledge. This is urgent.
Morris to Corey. What do you want?
Where are you? Inside the shell?
Yeah, I'm pretty busy.
You're in serious danger. I've got to talk to you in person. Somebody may be picking up this spacephone conversation.
Well, all right. You'll have to land outside the shell. This bubble doesn't have a space lock.
Yes, I know. We'll set down near your ship. Hurry out.
Inside the small atmosphere shell of the exploration base, Buzz and Happy quickly tell Sam Morris of their encounters with Duncan and Savage. As the prospector listens without comment, stroking his chin reflectively.
This is serious, Morris. But let us take you away from here right away.
Nothing doing, Commander. I know my rights. Those crooks aren't going to run me off.
Sure, you're in the right, Mr. Morris, but you're all alone, 900 miles from Pluto City.
You won't lose out on your claim to the Stroller, I guarantee.
Well, I'm not taking any chances.
You're taking plenty of chances by staying here. Now, look, Morris, you're here as an official government watchman, but whatever you find under the ground, that's yours by right of discovery.
You sure of that?
Of course.
We're only trying to help you, Mr. Morris.
Well, I don't know. I figure a man's got to stand his ground on his own. The minute you let somebody do you a favor, you start wanting something in return.
Believe us, Mr. Morris. We only... Commander, look out there. Through the atmosphere shell.
There's your answer, Morris.
Men in spacesuits climbing out of tanks.
Savage and Duncan on the ground. Have you got any weapons here?
Ray gun. They've got to come through that airlock one by one. We can pick them off if they try to come in.
Corey, this is Savage. Listen to me. You're trapped. Turn Morris over to us and save your skin.
Hear that, sir? He's on our miniature spacephone frequency.
Yes, I heard. Savage, if you want us, come in and get us.
That's telling me, Commander.
Don't be a fool, Corey. There are 8 of us and just 3 of you. And we've got blasters.
You're right by the airlock. Come on in.
You think I'm crazy? All we got to do is fire our blasters at this atmosphere shell. It will crack, and the whole dome will fall in on you.
Nothing like it, Commander. We wouldn't stand a chance, even in our spacesuit.
Yes, sir. Morris says he'd wear his spacesuit.
I'll give you 2 minutes to make up your mind, Corey.
Now, put off the spacephone first. Yes, sir. Morris, we don't have any actual weapons, so we'll have to improvise some.
But out of what? We've only got 2 minutes.
That big cone over there, isn't that a heat projector?
Yes, but it's not a very strong one. It wouldn't penetrate their spacesuits at this distance.
We'll have to. Now, come on, let's turn it on and focus it toward Savage and his men.
I tell you, it's not going to do any good. But it won't do any more than melt that frozen atmosphere outside the dome.
Exactly what I want. This is the main control switch, isn't it?
Sure, but I don't see what good...
Just what? Now we'll just focus the heat beam at their feet.
It's not doing anything, sir. Like Morris says, it isn't strong enough.
It's melting that frozen air on the ground.
Yeah, but they're just waiting around in puddles of liquid air.
Corey, cut off the heat beam. Cut it off or I'll order my men to fire at the dome. I can tell from here that you got one of those Mark 6 heat projectors. It couldn't even make close to this distance.
He's right, Commander. They're just waiting in liquid air, and it's not much more than ankle deep.
That's fine. Now we'll just shut the heat off.
You might as well quit stalling, Corey.
All right, Savage. The heat's been shut off. Come in the airlock.
Ah, you're being smart. All right, man. Corey's given up. Into the airlock.
Commander, you aren't just giving up without a fight.
I don't think a fight would be necessary.
All right, man, you heard me. Get going. Let's... I can't move. Duncan, come here and pull me out of this. I can't. I'm too. We all are.
Hey, the air is frozen solid again around their legs.
Corey, that's what the clever trick. But it's not going to save you. Melt your air again or I'll let go.
If you finish us, what's going to happen to you? You'll stand there rooted in frozen air for the rest of your lives.
He's right, Savage. Every one of us is stuck. If you blast that dome in on Corey, we'll never get out.
Corey, maybe you could terrify yourself. But there's the cadet and Morris. You aren't going to sacrifice them just to keep us trapped here.
Commander, he's raising his blast gun.
Savage, if you bring this dome down on us, what are those 7 pals of yours going to think of you?
What do you mean?
The air supply of those suits isn't going to last indefinitely. Neither will the heating units. Then your men are going to start thinking about how they got into this predicament. They'll realize they're doomed, and they'll hate you. They're all armed, Savage. The first man to start gasping for breath, or the first man to feel himself growing numb with cold, what's he going to be thinking about you? You'll be just a few feet away within easy range of his blast gun.
Listen to him, Savage. Put down that gun or I'll blast you myself right now. All right. You win.
Order your men to drop their weapons. That's it. Cap, I'll cover you while you go out to the airlock and pick up those guns.
They sure didn't mean any urgency. I guess they all got cold feet.
A preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure in just a moment. Did you know that thousands of bright, alert girls are choosing nursing as a career today? And did you know that despite this high enrollment, we need still more and more nurses? Well, these are facts. Facts that young women about to embark on careers should know and heed. Today, the advantages of enrolling as a student nurse are many. She receives a fine professional education working under the supervision of skilled doctors and nurses in well-equipped classrooms and laboratories. She serves humanity, enjoys a pleasant dormitory life, and upon completing her 3-year course is eligible to become a graduate nurse. After this, countless interesting fields are open to her. Best of all, she's well prepared for marriage. If you're a high school graduate or a college student in good health, consider nursing as a career and go to your nearest hospital to learn how you can become a nurse. Help meet this year's quota of student nurses. Now a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventures. A criminal scientist has discovered a method of traveling back through time. He's taken Buzz and Happy back 14 centuries and has left them on a desolate seacoast on the planet Earth.
Hey, Commander, I just can't realize that we're back in the year 1591.
Let's make the best of it. After all, our ancestors did.
You mean we're stuck here in the past forever?
Perhaps. There's one slight chance of getting back.
Yeah? Well, what is it, Commander? Hey, Commander, I feel strange. Everything's going black. What's that sound?
I don't know. I feel like I'm floating.
Hey, Commander, what's happening to us anyway? Hey, Commander, where are you?
Be with us next week for the thrilling Space Patrol story, The Time Pirates. Space Patrol, created by Mike Moser, starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Torrey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston, produced and directed by Larry Robertson, executive producer Helen Moser. Other players were Bela Kovacs, Norman Jolly, and Ken Mayer. Dick Wesson speaking. Don't forget to tune in next Saturday at the same time for exciting adventure on Space Patrol. This program was broadcast for our armed forces overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Space Patrol came to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.